blind eye to the creeping Talibanization of Swat. Earlier this year, the new democratically elected government cut a deal with the Taliban. They could have Sharia law in Swat, provided they put down their arms. They didn't. Soon, some 5,000 Taliban fighters were in Swat's capital, Mingora. The deal appalled many, including former senior army officers.
I think it was total appeasement on the part of the government, because they just gave in to them. And I think the militants realized that the government had become so weak and it was no position to sort of oppose them.
I asked a former minister why they made an agreement with the Taliban.
How could you do a deal with the devil? It was the right thing at that time. And I think it paid its dividends.
How so? Because critics will say, no, that's nonsense.
But at least that agreement exposed it. Since that agreement was there and they failed on their part, today I am sure, and everybody is sure, that 99% of people of Malakand are against Talibans. And that is why I think the operation is going on successfully.
In the past, the Pashtun, the clan of the mountains which straddle Pakistan and Afghanistan, had some sympathy for the Taliban's message of a Puritan society. Not anymore. 3 events in particular turned the public mood against the Talibs. The first is this, the flogging of a teenage girl. In the eyes of the Taliban, this 17-year-old girl had broken Talib law. It is not clear why she's being flogged, but the girl's family have said that she had committed no crime, but had been punished because she refused a forced marriage with a Talib soldier. Whatever the truth, her screams are real enough. The second outrage is a series of beheadings by the Taliban of army prisoners, sequences so horrific that we can't show them. The Taliban hate Sufism, an ancient brand of mystic Islam. The third horror is what happened to one Sufi holy man who stood up to the Taliban for months. Faced with a standoff, the Taliban suggested talks in a mosque. The story is told by a follower of Pir Samiullah, who dare not show his face. If the Taliban find him, they'll kill him.
And killed.
The guerrillas of the Taliban closed the doors of the mosque and picked 7 village elders and cut their throats. They screamed. It was so horrible.
Hundreds of Talib fighters came for the holy man and his most loyal followers and killed him. The next day, the Taliban dug up his corpse, strung him up, and executed his supporters. We cannot begin to show the whole sequence of what the Taliban did, but Pakistani TV can and did. All 3 outrages played out on Pakistani TV shocked the whole country. The Taliban had enjoyed some popular support before, but not anymore.
I mean, they are such a disgrace to humanity, to Islam, to Pakistan. We were too lenient with them. We allowed them to grow and continue to get strong, and I think we are paying a very heavy price for that.
Here, mainstream mullahs and imams take to the streets, declaring that the Taliban are not Islamic. Mullah Fazl Karim took part in the demo.
The Taliban are against the principles of Islam. Our Prophet strictly forbade the sowing of dissent and creating of chaos or lawlessness in the country.
He's a brave man. One cleric, a friend of his, who spoke out against the Taliban, was murdered 2 weeks ago. The Battle of Swat has led to one of the world's fastest growing refugee crises. More than 1 million people displaced in a month. In the heat of the Pakistani summer, which gets up to more than 40 degrees centigrade, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, people will die in the open. It's worse for the people from Swat, used to a